So in this video we're going to talk about hitch storage and hitches in general. So you can see I've got a selection of conventional kind of ball hitches here. Don't have any pintle hitches or goosenecks or anything like that. However, I thought it'd be good to talk about this briefly because I've learned a lot and spent money on stuff I probably shouldn't have bought in the past. So one thing is hitches, they're pretty heavy and they take up a bunch of space if you have them on shelves or in bins or whatever. So this is an easy solution to store them in some dead space up against the corner of a garage. And the rack is quite inexpensive, so I thought I'd show you that and then talk about some of these other things I've got here. So basically this piece here, you can hold whatever 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hitches on the wall, more or less. Some of them will need to be put in sideways. That it works pretty good. I've got some long GRK screws here. They're probably 4 inches long or so. So when you're going to put them in, make sure you're putting them into a solid stud in the wall. Then I'd recommend using a stud finder with an electric detector in it so that you don't spike a wire, because that screw is going to go way past the center of the stud. So if it's a 2x4 wall, right, you wouldn't want to go more than about 2-inch long screws normally, because you've got like a 1/2 inch of drywall and then an 1.5 inches sort of to the center of a stud that's 3.5 inches wide. So that's sort of a safe length, but that screw I've got there is way longer than that. And then if you spike the wire, you could either cause damage or cause fire. You have to fix it anyway, so you don't want to do that. So basically what I'll tell you to do is if you're going to buy a cheap kind of regular hitch, the cheapest and best place to get them is from U-Haul, because their hitches are rated for 7,500 pounds and their trailers kind of require 7,500 pound hitch in order to tow them. Whereas if you got like some cheesy 1 7/8 ball, or if you can see that or not, but that's only 2,000 pounds, so that's pretty much garbage. So that one, I should kind of get rid of that ball or what have you, but I think that's my only 1 7/8. I generally convert trailers over to 2-inch to alleviate having those. I've got a drop. That's not for towing anything, that's for carrying items. I've got another long thing you can flip it either way. It's not rated for a ton of weight. The strongest hitch here is this way safe, and you can flip it and you can go up or down depending on the vehicle. Depending where the hitch is, there could be some protrusion issues with any plastic fairings or any part of the vehicle. You can probably take a look at my vehicles after the fact. So I've got 2 1-tons, and they're kind of capable of around the 10,000 pound range for towing, so 8,000 to maybe 15,000 pounds depending on what you're looking at. So the way safe hitch, I don't know if we can see it or not, but it actually has a pardon me, we'll look at the instructions here quickly. So it's got a means of telling you your tongue weight. Some vehicles will show tongue weight fairly obviously. They'll squat really bad, or they'll lift the front wheels so they're kind of barely gripping the ground. You don't want that situation because you could easily lose control of your vehicle and flip it over. So you do need to respect tongue weight. It's very important. You don't want negative tongue weight or excessive tongue weight either. They can both cause serious accidents. So you get out on the highway and you ball up your vehicle. You don't want that to happen. So on my 1-ton truck, it's got a bigger hitch, so it's got an adapter. I would recommend not leaving hitches in the vehicle. They'll get hogged out and rusted out or stuck. So I would say take it off when you're not using it. So that'll adapt my 2-inch, which is for my 1-ton van, is all 2-inch, and this is like 2.5 or 2 3/8. I'm not sure exactly. It's meant to have a bit heavier weight rating. This one here is a specialty thing for carrying stuff on the front of my truck as well, so it's not meant for towing. And you can see it's just made out of some L channel there, so you wouldn't want to, your angle iron, you wouldn't want to use that for towing anything. This is the best style of bracket if you're going to leave something in permanently on your vehicle, because it slides into the center and you torque it down and it prevents your hitches from jiggling. So on this, if you have a solid bar like this aluminum one, you're not going to be able to torque it down. You can't slide anything in the middle of it. But if it's a hollow tube, then that's the way to go, in my opinion, is to use those. That's also good if you're carrying something like a motorcycle or a bike on your hitch. It stops it from flopping around a bunch. It's quite a bit nicer. So just to recap, U-Haul generally has the best prices and the best ratings, and it's simple. You go into the store and they have like one option of each size, or you go into a parts store, they've got different size shanks on the things and they're different ball sizes, and then every different rating on the top of it, like this thing here. I don't know if you can see it or not, it's a 10,000 pound ball, 2 5/16. So it's just easier there. The waist safe, you can get multiple balls that you can put in it. I got a 2 5/16 and a 2 inch. Again, like I said, I don't use 1 7/8 unless I'm really sort of stuck. And then for pintle hitches, I generally just, if I'm renting a trailer that needs one, I'll just get the rental place to throw that into the package. And hopefully it's the right size pintle. It's like, you can get mismatched a bit and then can bind. Like you have like a smaller pin and then a giant pintle. They don't back up very well, but they'll work. But you just have to be sensible about that, because it'll kind of slide inside of it and get jammed up when you're backing up. This device, you can hold some of your pins in it as well, so that's good. That way you're not like looking for them. I've only got 2 of them right now. When I sell a vehicle or a trailer, I try to get rid of a hitch at the same time, just to cull the fleet a little bit as far as that goes. But and I've thrown a couple in the recycling bin as of late that were really sketchy homemade jobs. So I guess we'll just open up the garage here, look at the backs of the vehicles quick, or not. It's not going to open because there's a wire blocking the thing. You can pop out the door. Right, so you can see this hitch here doesn't fit the van very well because the way the bumper cover sticks out with the truck. Again, you can't flip it up, but you shouldn't want your ball at 2.5 feet off the ground. I wouldn't think. That'd be kind of a weird situation. But it's got like the big guy hitch on here for whatever class rating that is. And if you get these bent out of shape for whatever reason, you can use a long adjustable wrench and pinch onto them and then tweak them back where they belong. I don't believe in putting additional hardware on here. I like to have my chains actually fit properly versus putting clevis pins or whatever on here, because they're not really rated for such things. Then this truck is actually, it's set up for gooseneck and fifth wheel. We have to take out the enclosure, and I don't have any need for that, so I don't have any of that stuff. But basically, that's sort of where you're going. Like if you can get the waist safe to work with your vehicle, I recommend buying one of them. And otherwise, just go to U-Haul and pick up something from them. Their trailers are adaptable between 1 7/8 and 2 inch, so just go with the 2 inch. Don't waste your time with 1 7/8, because you might try to reconfigure things and find out that the things are so tight you can't get them apart. You need to get wrenches and stuff, and just a nuisance whereas there's no wrenches or anything getting stuck with the way safe. You can switch between 2" and 2 5/16 nice and quick. And I think that is about it. So thank you for watching.